Good morning. Good morning. Video sound check. Radio check. Copy. Anybody hear me on the YouTube stream or the Facebook stream? Over. Got three people in the house. Got Jake barking outside. Pop guy, thank you. Thank you. Good morning from LA. Hey, good morning. Cheers to LA, man. Come on, crybaby. Got the puppy making crying sounds this morning. Hey, thanks for giving me that sound check, Pagai. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Nice to know that you can hear me. Thank you for coming in. And you are watching on the YouTube platform. If anybody is watching, well, we only have two in the house, so but yeah, we might get some people watching the Facebook stream. That's one of the convenient things about the StreamYard platform here. I can broadcast on both. So I'm broadcasting on my own personal Facebook page, which is Teacher Thomas. No, I'm sorry. that's my that's my YouTube Facebook page is Teacher Thomas Thailand. Uh, my private personal one is Scott Thomas South at Facebook. So that's where we're streaming from. So hopefully we'll get some people to join the Facebook stream as well. Beautiful, beautiful sunrise this morning. You are viewing from the upper deck there where that says sunrise. And I've got the microphone muted up there on the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus. I got that muted so it doesn't distort the audio down here in the office. So, yes, I am here in the man cave. Good morning to everyone. Having some coffee. Appreciate you guys supporting the Triple T YouTube channel and the open mic bar and breakfast. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Just thought I'd go live well this morning. It's always entertaining to watch the sunrise a little bit. I'm going to go refill my coffee. Getting a little low. Can't have that. So I'll be right back. In the meantime, enjoy the sunrise. We are live from Pala Paradise in the amazing kingdom of Thailand. Thanks for coming along, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. We got 6 in the house now. Appreciate you guys coming along. If you can drop your viewing location, we got Pagai is here from LA. You know, Pagai, we're kind of in LA too here. I make a joke about it. There's different ways that they spell Pala. On the English signs, all the businesses, that have English, and their name includes Pala. It's Phala, right? And the H is silent, of course. So it's not a F phonic, right? It's just a P phonic. So Pala. And then other, like the government spelling in English and our postal mail comes to Pala, 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 no H, right? And then if you look at the Utapao airport, if you go to their website, they're in Pala too, but it's actually called Pla, like PLA, Pla, right? So, but it's all the same sub-district of Banchang City, which is Pala, right? And Pala Beach is kind of the hub of the name Pala, right? That's the location of the Tesaban, the sub-district, city hall, government office, municipality is right there on Pala Beach, as well as the Pala School, the Pala Temple, right? And then the open mic is one block off of that Beach Road. All right, Dennis Gonya. Hey, T Cube. Hey, man, I love how you call me T Cube. Thank you so much, Dennis, for all your great comments and support of this little channel. We appreciate it, man. Dennis is watching from Tecata, Mexico. Mexico. Muy agradable conocerte. ¿Cómo estás usted? Muy bien, muy bien. No? All right. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. City Broker Company Ltd is in the house, guys. This is a good friend of mine. His name is Perry. He's an American. Um, Siri Broker is connected to properties nationwide in Thailand, guys. So if you just want some really good, solid advice from a trusted agent, right? A lot of people are hesitant to use agents on property purchases and stuff, but actually, you should. You should just hand over some money to somebody you can trust because they've got lawyers on staff. They've got all kinds of buyer protection, right? To protect your purchase, right? And so and plus you got the language barrier, right? So when you're out there trying to make a real estate deal on your own, or if you're even in the process right now and you're negotiating on a condo or whatever, I would just encourage you to stop what you're doing if you're just dealing directly with a Thai or the property owner is trying to sell you some property, right? Get an agent, man. It just, buyer protection, make sure the contract is all clean and good, right? So Perry's an awesome guy. He's been a customer at the open mic. He was there for the grand opening, so a lot of the other vloggers got to meet Perry, and appreciate you stopping in. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's a great resource for you. Okay, so you have a native English speaker uh, that is, a broker with the company and just has vast amounts of knowledge here. And he's got a Thai wife. He's embedded in Thailand, lives here too. So he's not somebody who's going to run away on you, right? So I would encourage you guys to check out that Siri Broker. He came in to a live stream before and was just spot on answering people's questions and concerns about real estate deals. And there's a lot of myths out there from people that say foreigners can't even own property and stuff like that. There are laws, right? That protectionism laws here in Thailand, but there are ways to go about making purchases, and you can have the utmost confidence in the long term agreement. They've got financing companies and banks that they deal with that come right into their real estate office here in Banchang. Um, and Perry was also telling me he's like trying to change the face of the game in real estate here in this area and Thailand specifically by allowing independent agents to come in and use their office as well. So, kind of open it up to anybody that's got a listing that they think is priced right and a fair deal, even if they aren't directly, an agent involved in the transaction. They let other agents use their facility. They got the bank managers and stuff that can come in and meet at the real estate office for, loan approvals and stuff like that. So he's really, really, really top notch, guys. And he provided his information, but I put the link. They've got a really good Facebook page, and you can obviously send private messages there and get the email address and stuff like that. So thanks for coming in, Perry. Appreciate it, guys. I mean, I've got a lot of questions about, condo purchases and even land purchases, because you've got a lot of foreigners over here that do have a Thai person they trust very much so, right? 1000%, whether it's their wife or other Thai family or whatever, right? Business partners. So, you can make purchases in real estate in land in a Thai person's name, right? And still make an investment and build a house or build, some type of business property, right? So there's a lot of things you can do where you're guaranteed to have the long term security and peace of mind that you made a good deal on a land or property or condo purchase or something like that. But pay the agency fee, guys. I mean, just pay it. I mean, it's not that much more. They're going to save you money, right, by negotiating the terms of the price and got attorneys on staff going to make sure that, because you get these contracts and they're all in Thai, guys. So you're signing a pretty big investment or a real estate purchase and you can't even read it, right? A little scary, but you can be completely 100% assured when you're dealing with somebody like Perry. So that's the thing. And Foreigner Joe did a little interview with Perry at the grand opening, and a lot of people, have questions about that because, again, the stereotype, you're going to get ripped off and stuff like that. And Perry and I were talking, and it's true. I mean, there's always a ring of truth in the stereotype, right? I mean, there's absolutely true. People have gotten ripped off making condo deals. They signed into contracts, right? They didn't understand the language of the contract. They didn't want to use an agency. They were trying to do it on their own, right? Just avoid all those problems. Throw some money at the agent and you're covered. Covered. All right. Takate, Takate, Takate. Okay, Dennis. Tecate, Mexico. Okay, thank you. At Chris, that original developer did some things that, let's say, are not right. So they disappear, say, and boom, another company starts. Right, right. See, that's the kind of stuff, man. You can really get heads up inside stuff, Chris. Thanks for the question, Chris. Let me scroll back up here. Anon, ha ha ha. Thank you. Sawadee Kap. Arun Sawad Kap. Thank you for coming in. Jeff Johnson in Indiana. All right. Cheers to the Hoosiers, man. Thank you for coming in. Good day, Chris. Leonard Burns. Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Sweet, man. Up north, eh? Up north, eh? Hey, thank you for the Trailer Park Boys. Do you know any Rickyisms? Leonard, do you know any Rickyisms? Like, I told her so. I told her so. Love that show, man. Hilarious. Yeah. And thanks for Brian Adams. I know that's kind of a sore subject for a lot of Canadians. I don't know the history of what happened with the Brian Adams thing, but, I grew up on Brian Adams, man, and got my first real six string. Oh, at the five and down, right? God, man. Great, great stuff. Wonderful people, all Canadians. Unknown says, what is got? Sabay di may, sabay di mak mak, kapkon, kapkon. Mi kwam suk tukwan, by duigan nam yin. Majak udan tani, suway mak, puying thai, suway mak mak. Jai di, jai yai. Kap kun kap. Bajorn Soy Kalnoi. Yeah, how far is open mic from the strip in Bonchong? About a 10-minute motorbike ride at the most if you catch the red lights. If you happen to catch the greens, maybe 6-7 minutes. Not far. Not far at all. And there's also not far from Soy Bar, the strip in Bonchong, is the Tesco Lotus Mall. It's about an 8-minute walk from, say, the heart of the strip. So, and there at Tesco, there's a pile of motorcycle taxis all the time because that's our minivan terminal. A lot of people traveling from Bangkok by minivan. But there's also motorcycle taxis on the strip. They're always there, even though obviously tourism is much lower than normal. They're still around. So if you don't have transportation and you're staying at the strip, you want to come down to Pala Beach or come visit us at the open mic. It's a easy there. And in the future, as we get more developed, I mean, I got a Western business mind. I was self-employed for almost 30 years, right? So I'm thinking about this time next year. So in the future, we provide local taxi service for the open mic, and we're getting a community development project with other businesses in Pala, kind of coordinate with each other too, right? So from hotels to resorts to bars and restaurants, right? We want to have that available because people get a few too many drinks in them, and we got plenty of parking. They can leave their vehicle, their motorcycle there, get them a grab taxi and take them back to their room. So thanks for that question, Soy Kalnoi. Barjon. Chris, yeah. Okay, so the question was, I'm sorry, guys, I'm not even highlighting any of that. So thank you for that question. And then Chris had the question about Grand Avenue Convo used to be the Grand Tulip. Right, right. See, yeah. And Chris, when you start dealing with these guys like Perry, I mean, they've got so much experience and they're in the know. So it's not like, well, I heard from a friend of a friend. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of that out there, and that's just the way it works everywhere in the world, right? The grapevine. Takate, thank you. So yeah, and this is, I think, pretty common. Perry probably tell you there's a lot of, and there's a big difference in a lot of the things that specifically go on in Pattaya City. The city district with the building of condos and a lot of controversial stuff because there's a lot of units that are for sale that haven't even had contracts on them, and yet they're building more. And then there's subjugation to, did they build it properly? Did they have the right land clearance? And then everyone knows that the government of Thailand has a lot of plans for Pattaya. You've seen all the investment in the beach and beach road and all that. And so there's a lot of speculation about what's going to happen at Walking Street. Everything on the beach side of Walking Street was technically built illegally back in the day. And, Perry told me the other day, and I'd heard this, but I never really heard it from somebody in the know that speaks my language. The king of Thailand, His Majesty, and the Queen, they basically own all the, maybe not all, but most of the oceanfront property in the Kingdom of Thailand. So, there's real estate obviously that's built on oceanfront, and then you see a lot of the shanty type shacks and stuff on oceanfront, and the people can live there, right, and pay a rent like a leasehold to the government for staying there, right, because it does belong to the royal family, right? So there's a lot of people that are able to live cheap because that's always going to be property of the kingdom, right? So Perry's given me a lot of good info, guys, and my wife and I are looking to buy property too. Right now, we're heavily invested just in the rental and creating the business, but we're planning on that. Sounding like Saturday morning talk radio. Okay, right? Well, anything that helps, man. We just kind of steer the conversation with questions and yeah. See there, never buy direct from a developer. Why do that, guys? There's no buyer protection, right? You're kind of rolling the dice. Man, look at that sunrise coming up now. Sweet. Uh, Morning from Sydney. Oh, wait. I skipped. I'm sorry, guys. Chat jumped on me a little bit. Yeah, go back up here. Chris and Perry are talking back and forth. And then from Norway. Oh, great. We had a great Norwegian a couple nights ago stop by the bar and put his pin in our map. Great guy, man, and knows a lot of people here in Bonchong. Cheers to Norway. So, yeah. See, here's great information, guy. I'm just fortunate that I met Perry. it's part of our community here in Ban Chong City in Rayong province. So, you know, I wouldn't even consider making a real estate purchase of any kind without consulting with Perry now, because I know he's honest. He's not just worried about commissions and stuff, right? So, yeah. Uh, right. Guys talking about what's going on up there. Hello from Florida, Tyron. Sawadee Kap, Arun Sawat. Thank you for coming in. Tyron, I don't remember that name, but thank you. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Morning from Sydney, Australia. Down in Australia, mate. Good day, Peter. Thank you for coming along, Peter. Always appreciate you, man. Your breakfast items are looking good. When will you open up for it? It's the question of all questions, Peter. I'm uh, I'm trying to finalize all of the menu. I want to have my menu printed and everything finished this week. So I hate to announce the grand opening. I could announce it and just set it for like 10 days from now or whatever, right? I want it open before Christmas, right? So that's the goal, before Christmas. But I'd really rather take probably the rest of this week, late week this week. I'll have the menus, boom, completed, right? They're not big, extensive, right? We don't have a ton of stuff on there, but you guys kind of get the point. We have the high end steak and eggs and pork chops and eggs and, breakfast burritos and things like that. And then just your standards, right? Eggs any style, hash browns, bacon, sausage, ham, toast, biscuits and gravy, French toast, and pancakes, right? So, and then we'll try to do a la carte stuff. So, give me a little bit of time, Peter. Hopefully, by the end of this week, you'll see the announcement of the grand opening. Thank you for the question. Chris, I intend to do a long-term monthly rental if they ever let us Canadians back in. Yeah, Chris, they're going to let you back in, man. And it's not just Canadians; it's everywhere in the world. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you've heard about some of the chatter out there because of some of the modifications of enforcement on long stay visas and stuff like that. There was a lot of people trying to say that Thailand didn't want whitey anymore. I mean, literally breaking it down to that's narrow minded of an approach, and it has nothing to do with that, right? All of those that were living here for years, they met the requirements, they're legal. They've never had any issues, and they still get their visas extended every year, and there's just no problem staying long term here in Thailand. It's just most of us are kind of glad that there's been a purge by the immigration and gotten rid of all the people that were here on long overstays and homeless sleeping on Beach Road. And I mean, there was some stuff going on that was in violation of the immigration law and just wasn't being enforced. So that's all that really happened. Yeah, there's some new insurance requirements for the new OA retirement visa, but they grandfathered in the people that were already here, and didn't require them to provide the same proof of insurance. And then, of course, post pandemic, everywhere in the world is going to have additional insurance requirements to cover that, right? Like a travel insurance. So, developers going out of business after completing a subdivision happens all over the world. Yeah, very. You're right. You're right, Unknown. It's common everywhere. You're right. Pattaya City is kind of unique, though. It's kind of like I've always looked at it like there's not a one. There's not a commander. There's not a city mayor or city development engineer overseeing, right? So it just seems like a hodgepodge of different developers and different investors, and nobody's communicating with each other. And let's just say things I think are going to drastically change in the city of Pattaya over the next few years. And I think it's going to be for the better. I think there's still going to be the fun city and all the stuff that the single guys like to go do. I don't think that'll change. I just think it's going to be upscaled a little bit. The low scale stuff is probably going to go away. For example, freelance workers walking down Beach Road and all that stuff. I just don't see that kind of stuff coming back after all the millions of dollars of investments, in the beach and hey, McClintock from Virginia, VA. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. I don't recognize that name. Maybe you're a new subscriber, guys. We're doing all right on new subscribers lately. Appreciate it. Hey, thank you. Cheers. It's actually coffee, but cheers to Virginia. Spent a little time up there in Fort Lee back in the early 80s. And back then, like I bought a shirt. I had to have a Virginia shirt, right? When we were allowed to go off base, right? And it had a big heart on it. It said Virginia is for lovers. And I think that was actually kind of like the state motto back then, McClintock. I love that name, by the way, McClintock. Great name. But I don't know. I think it's not changed. I don't think it's Virginia is for lovers now. Maybe that's not politically correct anymore. So love that state, man. Tyron, I am happy. I interact mostly with Chuck up north, right? Chuck's a great guy, man. Awesome guy. And, he's had a channel for a long time and great success with his channel. A lot of Patreon members, a lot of people got to get their fix of No Time to Be Sad. Great channel. But more importantly, just a great guy. Great guy. When you see him and you spend a lot of time with him off camera, he's the same guy, man. Same guy. Awesome. Real low tone of speech. Comes across really humble, And he's a Texan. Can't go wrong with a Texan, man. I'm working on bringing a business to Thailand. Plastic to fuel, yeah, cool, Tyron. That would be awesome. They do tons of recycle here. Like there's local recycle bins. Like every time you spin your head around, you'll see somebody melting plastic, and they got the big wheel, as the plastic melts and it comes off the wheel to make the fuel source, right, for the next recycle. But I know there's a lot of high tech ways of doing that, so I'm sure it'd be great. There's already big business like maybe you guys watched one of the videos where we took our first load of bottles and plastic and aluminum and all that from the bar to a local recycling company, which is right down the road, one of many. We got like 180 baht, it wasn't a heavy truckload. It was just the back of the bed was full, right? So we decided what we're going to do is should we donate all of our recyclables from the house to Grandpa. We call him Grandpa, and he drives a motorcycle with a big sidecar on it. That's what he does. He gets up every morning. He goes out to people's trash bins, and people separate their plastics and cardboards and everything, right? Big recycle. So we just bring the truckload of bottles and stuff back, and we got one of those push carts, right? So we just unload all that stuff in the driveway and wait for Grandpa. He doesn't come every day, but a couple times a week at least, right? So now when he comes by, instead of getting all of our home recycles, we're pushing all these big carts and boxes of beer bottles and all. And, so, it's not enough to make a difference for the business, 180 baht every couple of weeks or whatever, right? So, but it's definitely a difference in his life, right? I was going to film the last time we gave it to him, but my wife actually did it and I wasn't home at the time. But it's just a small way you can give back. But there's a lot of Thais that make their living collecting recyclables. Trust me. And cardboard is like, man, don't let your cardboard get wet because they do a lot with cardboard here. Rental prices are so cheap, it would take a lot to convince me to buy property unless 100% sure I wanted to spend. Yeah, exactly. Unknown. Yeah, I think every person, every expat that's been here, multiple years, gives that advice. Rent, right? At least for the first year, right? And travel around, try shine these short-term rentals. You can get them, 2 and 3 months or whatever, a lot of times or whatever, right? And because there's so many beautiful places in Thailand to live. But what's great about having a guy like Perry at City Broker is he's in touch with not only the properties they have listed nationwide, but he's like commingling with all these independent agents, right? So, and again, he's not going to list something if he thinks the price is just way out of bounds or something. It's not even going to be, he's not going to recommend you something. He's going to tell you exactly right. And then there's always the asking price and then the serious offer price, right? And the negotiation that goes on. And that's where it's so critical to have an agent. because look, I'm a little bit lazy about learning Thai, but my Thai's decent, and there's no way I could make a deal like that. I could, you can't do it. And not that Perry's bilingual in Thai or anything, but his wife is, and then the attorneys and everything. A lot of the staff, the Thai staff that he has working there, they're all bilingual, right? Their English fluency is really good, so you just can't go wrong, man. Have a home and an apartment in Malaysia, but stuck here. I speak Spanglish. Did you ever see that movie Spanglish with Adam Sandler? Oh, great movie. Spanglish. Okay, so yeah, I speak like regulatorian. A lot of my friends back in the States, we speak a little hick, redneck stuff, and a lot of it's from movies, Western movies and stuff, right? Like, Tombstone, you're a daisy if you do, regulator, regulators, mount up. I'll make you famous, right? We just speak all kinds of crazy botched stuff. It's like a secret code. We call it regulatorian because of the regulators from the Young Guns. We love that Young Guns movie. Very common. That's why don't buy direct from a developer. There you go, guys. Alaska John in the house. Go Chiefs. Yeah, I haven't even checked in on them. Who they playing today? I know we beat Tampa Bay and Tom Brady last week. Good game, though. Chiefs are on fire, man. And you give Andy Reid high skill talent that he's got, man. It's and the defense is improving dramatically too. So if the defense just holds them off a little bit, you're guaranteed that Chiefs offense is going to take the ball down the field. Alaska, thank you for coming. Snowy, I bet. But man, what I would love to go visit, and has to be amazing to live there. Here in Thailand, developers most likely 95% of the time go out of business before completion of projects. That's why using an agency or lawyer for your protection. If renting, it does not cost you more. Exactly, right? Exactly. And there's a lot of guys. While we got this subject going, I've had friends come over here from the United States, and I mean, you know, just out for a good time, right? Going to the bars, bar hopping. They get to talking to these bar girls, right? And then we're walking to another bar, and he's like, "Yeah, man, she was awesome. Her English is really good. She told me she could hook me up with a condo deal here in Pattaya." You're seriously not going to buy a condo recommendation from the bar girl, are you? So, I mean, I got nothing against bar girls, and they're Thai ladies, and I'll defend them to down to the last one. But guys, I mean, obviously, she's got connections and she knows people that actually have legitimate condos for sale. But is that you don't want too many spokes in the wheel, right? And yeah. So anyway, I get it's humorous. I'm like, my friend, you know, you're in a foreign country and you have to protect yourself. No, don't go looking at condos with bar girls. Okay, I'm just saying that's maybe a good tip. Sorry. Yeah, I can't type for shit either, Perry. Don't worry about it. We got you. I know. I've been trying to make you hungry, man. I want that anticipation to build, right? Anticipation is making me wait. All right, Tyrone. 10 tons a day. Shit, man. That's a hell of a progress. Well, you would have no problem getting the material. No problem here in Thailand getting recyclable materials. It was the same way making money how you can was the same in Turkey, right? Right? Pretty much applies all over the world. Oh, they do rentals too. Okay. I didn't know that, Perry. So they got rental properties too, guys. That's a smart thing to do, leasehold and stuff like that. Especially, if you find a property that you just fell in love with and you've looked around and you're like, we really seriously about buying it, but you're not ready to pull the trigger. Maybe you're trying to save up bigger down payment. You try to do a lease agreement on the property, right? If there's a lease available on a property that's for sale, and even if there's not, everything's negotiable here. Like Perry told me, it's all part of the part of the process, right? So, look, we're really seriously interested. But what we'd like to do is lease it for a month. We'll give you 30,000 baht, lease it out to a month. We really want to get a good feel, right? I mean, you just never know. So, yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of. I talked to a gentleman, Klaus, came by the bar last night. I was going to post up a picture. Drives a Vulcan, Kawasaki Vulcan, just like mine. He's got a few extras that mine doesn't have, but he lives right here behind me in the same village. And yeah, he was telling me that they bought him and he's got a Thai wife, and they bought a house here, but they had rented here before, right? So they had lived here before, and then they had just moved out to a different area and signed a 1-year lease there because they were trying to buy this house. And anyway, another house in the same neighborhood came up for sale, so they came over and jumped on that, and they lost their deposit and everything on the rental where they just moved. But but the fact that they were renting here for a while, I think gave them that, so that insight, right? So it's always a good idea, man. You can't go wrong with rent. Yeah, may look into Eastern Rayong or Chantanaburi at some point. Yeah, I know, and it's the Eastern Seaboard is where it's at. It's like Silicon Valley, in Thailand. There's a lot of big plans. Utapao Airport's got a new runway coming. Oklahoma, get out of town. Right on. Are you in green country, red carpet country? Whereabouts in Oklahoma? I've got family in northeast Oklahoma up there on Grand Lake, outside of Grove and Miami, right outside of Joplin, Missouri. Thank you for coming in, Roger. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I meet new people all the time, and there's a lot of people that have made very smart real estate purchases here, right? Very smart. And foreigners do have rights, uh, but you got to have somebody that's going to protect them for it. Never trust a bar girl with spec. Yeah, I mean, and they're in the business, Anon. I don't fault them. That's their business. If I was a young hottie and I decided to, work in that industry, I'm going to have 20 of those guys sending me money on Facebook after they go home thinking I'm their one and only. All the newbies that come in the bar, I'm going to hit them with my condo commissions. I mean, they're in the business. That's what they do. So I don't fault any of them. But you're absolutely right. It's not a matter of trust. It's just don't be naive. Don't be naive, and don't think that all bar girls are, out to scam you and they're all the same. Obviously not. Just because they work in that industry doesn't mean they're all the same, right? There's very, very good people, and I know guys that have had successful marriages that ended up marrying somebody that used to work at a bar. But yeah, it's just, I mean, trust is a good word, but just don't be naive, man. Don't be a newbie. There's no reason to be a newbie. There's enough YouTubers and other people that have lived here for a long time that can advise you, look, this is the business. You're stepping into a business world, As far as a girlfriend or relationship, somebody you can trust, that's the girl that works at the bank or the insurance company or the 7-Eleven, right? Which is over 90% of the women in Thailand, right? They don't work in the bar. They would never, never work in that industry. And I have nothing against the ladies that do choose to work in that industry, right? To each their own. What they do with their personal lives and their body, that's their business, But yeah, I mean, I always try to tell guys, just realize where you're at. I mean, you don't go to the Strip in Vegas or down to Fremont Street and try to make a girlfriend in one of those clubs. That's not what you do there. You go in there to have fun with your friends or whatever, and enjoy the view and have some drinks, and that's it. You don't exchange your personal information. You don't give out your line contact. You don't, with people that are in there working in that business, just not a good idea. So thanks, Anon. It got me on now. Larry, Sawadee Cop, Larry, thank you for all of your great comments. Yeah, I think it's smart, Larry. And for the amount of money for the agency fee, and they're going to have all those protections, and then they're going to save you money on the asking price by negotiating that deal like Donald J. Trump. I mean, they're the going to negotiate for you, and they've got the attorneys and Thai staff that are fluent in English. So Broncos in about an hour is the start. All right, rock on, rock on. Yeah, they are in the business of acting. Exactly, and they're very good at it. And most of them are, excuse me, are trained, right? They're trained up by the mama sans who had crap tons of experience with foreigners going back, to the height of the Vietnam era, right? When there were 60,000 a day or whatever coming over from fighting the war that were flush with cash, right? So most of the girls, I mean, they can tell if you're a newbie just off the plane, right? They can tell if your clothes are imported or bought in Thailand. They can tell by looking at your shoes, right? They're very, very smart. And why not? Get it while you're young and do what, I mean, to each their own. Live and let be, right? But the best thing that I mean, I've got really close friends, high school friends, go back a long ways that have come over here. And best advice I can give is like, go have fun, do whatever you want. Nobody cares. You got a private room, right? Go knock your socks off. But if you want to go to an island with a Thai lady, or you want to go experience some Thai travel and see some sights, and then there's all kinds of single Thai ladies. You can use one of the matchmaking sites or get with the local that knows some and hook you up with a traveling buddy, right? Just that's got a regular job or whatever. She try to set it up, and she can take a few days off work and travel with you. And right, I mean, there's just the highest percentage. And I always tell the single guys, if you're going to gamble, and somebody told you, well, here's the odds. You got this group percentile over here, this huge majority, 90% and up, probably even more, single Thai ladies. You got this group, right? And they have vast backgrounds and vast different unemployment, but none of them would ever work in a red light district, right? Now they might work as a server or bartenders or stuff like that, right? But they're not in the the old profession, right? So then you got the 10% or less pool over here, right? So what's the odds that you're going to get something really successful over here in the business group, or just a regular old Thai ladies, right? Just like back in your home country, regular old gals, right? That's a huge majority. So you're going to draw a card from both piles. Your odds are this 90 percentile pile is going to be a much better draw, right? So why try to remake a relationship there? Not saying that it hasn't happened, because I've got friends maybe listening right now that have Thai girlfriends and wives that used to work in a bar. So there's nothing that says you can't find great people there, but odds, right? Odds. Odds are in your favor. Some women have no choice but working in a bar. Exactly right. They're not slaves. I mean, they are doing it voluntarily. I can tell you there's a lot of these 20-year-old Thai girls. You guys know I used to teach high school. They graduate high school and their families don't have money to send them to university. And they know the big money that they could make if they wanted to go work to service the foreign men, right? They know it. All of them are aware of it. Everybody in Thailand's aware of it, right? Even though maybe they send money back home and the parents don't ask questions about exactly what they're doing, right? But even then, they choose to work in the restaurants, hospitality, all that stuff. 300 baht a day, $9 a day is the minimum wage here, right? So most of them turn down the big money just because it's a very conservative country. Roger McGee in the house. Hey, Mick. We got Mick McGee. Love that. I've been to Grand Lake a lot. Wrote a song about Thunder Bay Cove and Marina. I'm in Western Oklahoma until I get my visa. All right. You're out there in red carpet country out west. Yeah. Yeah. I've done a huge amount of housing projects all over Grand Lake, including down in the coves, which is one of the more exclusive area, but all over, from Monkey Island to down into Grove and all the way down to Fort Gibson. I mean, it's a huge lake. All right, Roger. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Very true. Have to take care of the family. That's right, man. They call it fresh off the boat, right? Fresh off the boat. That makes sense. FOB, fresh off the boat. They can smell it. I can smell the FOB. The newbie, the naive. Let's get him in a condo deal right away. City, yeah, it's so true, man. How far are you from Bangkok? With the new motorway that just opened up, Highway 7, I can be in Bangkok in 2 hours or less. If the traffic's good, I can be there in less. Not far, on the eastern seaboard. So, and the thing about it is, we got the high-speed rail that's going to connect all of the airports. They call it the airport link. So Suvarnabhumi, BKK International, Don Muang in Bangkok, and then Utapao right here in Ban Chong. It's going to have a high-speed rail. All of these are signed contracts, guys. These are not rumors. I did an interview with a commissioned officer in the Royal Thai Navy who's an air traffic controller out here at Utapao Airport. So the new terminal, new runway, multiple international destinations directly in and out of Utapao. That's signed. That's a contract that's happening. It's set to be complete in 4 years. At the same time, there's a separate contract for the high-speed rail connection, right? And it's supposed to be completed in 4 years. So access to Bangkok from here in the eastern seaboard is not an issue. And even now with the brand new motorway, it's amazing. You get on the brand new motorway connection right here in Ban Chong, and you don't exit till you get to Bangkok. So, and it's 90 to 120 kilometers per hour, right? So, yeah, you can map that too, Dennis. If you go to Google Map and type in open mic, it should just automatically come up open mic at Pala, right? And hit the Google search and then check different routes from Bangkok and stuff. But that new motorway is the way to roll. Unfortunately, we can't roll with big bikes on the motorways in Thailand yet, but there's talk of because most of the that's what Thai people say, uh, motorcycles and scooters and different names for them, right? But most of them here are 150 to 200 cc, pretty common, right? The majority. So the bigger bikes are really small majority. They've never wanted those small cc bikes on the big motorways for obvious reasons, right? But they're talking about allowing, I think it's 600 cc and up to start using the motorways. I hope it goes through. The main point is to respect everyone and remember that not everyone has an education or a background to be able to have a job to support their family or their kids. Don't judge. Exactly. Yeah. Mow your own grass before you start cutting somebody else's, right? I agree. Judgmental, narrow-minded people can. You carry yourself with respect. When you live in a foreign country, and Perry could tell you, he's a world traveler. I've met world travelers. I'm not a world traveler. I've traveled some, right? But most seasoned world travelers, I'm talking, I've met people that have been chefs, traveled all over the world, and not just as a tourist, like travel and live there, live in Jamaica for 4 years, go to Canada for 3 years, live in France, all their lives they've done this. They will tell you the number one rule: show respect to the natives wherever you travel to, right? That's it, man. That's the key. And in Thailand, respect, mutual respect will get you everywhere. Everywhere. Thailand just keeps giving back. So I try to counter the stories, and a lot of the YouTubers try to counter that, not painting a veil or rose-colored glasses, but try to show you, yes, it's true. You can get ripped off here. Yes, it's true. There's scammers. Yes, it's true. There's an underworld. There's a red light. There's all kinds of stuff you could get yourself involved in here, right? It's all true, but there's no reason for it. You can avoid all that, all of that. It's not. It's the stereotype, but it's not the common. It's not the common. The common is, and we're all sympathetic to people that have been ripped off and had bad land deals and, got married to a Thai lady. And as soon as he got the house built, she booted him out and he's got no land rights. I mean, those are true stories, right? True stories. We're all sympathetic to that. And I'm not saying it's avoidable in all circumstances because, sometimes it takes a while to know someone's true colors, right? Whether they're in it to win it or in it for real, right? But I just think that the most common experience, at least amongst the people that I know here from all over the world, long stay expats, they've never been ripped off. They've never had anything but good interaction with Thai people, right? And they know the game. They know that foreigners going to pay more price. They know how to have a Thai person with them if you're making a serious purchase, or right? And if you're making a real estate deal, you'd be crazy not to have somebody like Perry on your side. I mean, I just can't. I mean, let's say you find, oh, well, I want to save money. I don't want to use an agency. I can buy this direct from the owner. They're in desperation. It's all good. Going to go to the bank and going to go make this purchase, right? Can you read the contract details? Do you know the fine print? Do you, do you actually have property rights, or is it a leasehold on the property? You may own the house, but you don't own the land. Why would you sign something, right? That's the kind of stuff that's easily avoidable. So, it's easy to fall into the trap of, oh man, I've heard so many stories about foreigners getting ripped off in Thailand buying condos or whatever, right? Okay, you be smarter than that. You learn from them. I learned from the people that came before me, right? Tried to, especially once I became a consumer of YouTube. Although YouTube can be a gutter rat world, unfortunately. But those are just a small percentage of trolls, and you just ignore and block, ignore and block. I get tons of good feedback and meet new people and get new experiences that I don't have. Bad Badger retired in Thailand, good friend of mine. We've never even met, but I feel like he's a great friend just via the YouTube platform, right? And he's on a retirement visa, got his English wife with him. They built a home here. He's you know, diver, professional trained scuba diver. Uh, you know, knows all the islands. you know, so much more experience than I do. And then guys like Robert Mack in Asia, and like different people that I've gotten to know through the YouTube platform. So, despite the gutter trash that does exist out there, yeah, I love being part of the YouTube community here. Compared to the West, what's 3%? Is it not worth it to have someone on your side? Exactly, exactly. And let me tell you, I've seen how Perry has to travel, and one week is in Chiang Mai, and next week he's down south, and it's boots on the ground, and they're selling big properties to big developers and different stuff going on, right? So yeah, as soon as you make that sell, it gets passed off. Then the agent's boom, he's going. And like I say, I appreciate the attitude that he's got, because as a business owner, I feel the same way as far as collaboration. Right? Just because it's another bar or restaurant, like they got stuff we don't have, and so he's collaborating with other real estate agencies where they're not getting a piece of the pie, really, right on the fee on that 3% you talked about. So, but making because they get brand new building. On the new bypass road here in Bonchong, right on a corner of the intersection, easily accessible, big storefront, glass, right? Nice facility. And he's got the room where he can bring those independent agents in, and let them use their office. And, it's just great. I mean, to me, that's the way to do it, man. If you want to change the face of your industry, and right now I'm in the hospitality business with the bar and breakfast, right? So if you want to change that, do things differently, and I think, not being such a competitive nature, but realizing that, commingling with other business owners and promoting other business, and hoping for their success, it's just going to help you too. There's a big pie out there, and we can all have a piece of it. Hey, let's go live to some sunrise. Where's it at? Oh, it's up there pretty good now, isn't it? I got to grab another cup of coffee, guys. I'll be back. Hey, we got 18 in the house. Thank you for coming in, guys. Yeah, I appreciate the chat. Of of course. And the taxi drivers that are not meters at the airport, only a newbie, right? That's never been to Thailand would go for some taxi that says, hey, you need a taxi? I take you big road, right? No, no. You go down to the queue, you pull your number, and you get in a metered taxi. It's all regulated. Their ID's all mounted out on the board. There's no way you're going to get ripped off by a metered taxi in Thailand, right? Well, I mean, I can't say no way. You can never say never, right? Shit could happen, but you're pretty guaranteed to be safe. But if you do the things that only the newbies do, then you put yourself into more danger. So, look, if I've only been here a couple years and I had, 3 or 4 million baht in the bank that I didn't really need, I might have went out and bought a house in Bangkok. I lived there for the first 6 months or something, right? That would have been a huge mistake, right? Uh, thankfully I didn't have the money at the time, but I'm just saying, give it time, do some renting, and then get with people like this, right? Exactly right, Perry. Exactly right. And the Thai style way of doing things is very different than what we're used to in the West. All right, I'm going to load up on another coffee, guys. All right, guys. Yeah, you can see the sun's up over the palm there now. We still got 13 watching. So, guys, I want to share another screen here real quick and update you kind of on what's going on the channel. I told you guys I'd be transparent with you, and I'm just a small channel. So, a lot of the bigger channels, man, they've got pretty decent income, right? So, yeah, let's go to this here. Whoa. All right. Are we sharing that? Why is it full screen? Let me go back. Whoa. The browser can't access your screen. The capture is different screen. Why? Alena? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, sorry guys. What's going on here? I already had that. Share screen and the Chrome tab and this one and share. Okay, now it's sharing. All right. All right. So let me go through this here with you. Take me out of that. We'll make it a little better. Come get your steak and eggs, man. No sound. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened to the sound. And my sunrise video went away. Can you hear me now? Testing, testing. 1, 2. Let me go check this mic situation there. Audio. Hello, hello. Okay, it shows that it's working here. I don't know what happened. Sound back now. Okay, thank you, Bill. Thanks for coming in, Bill. I was seeing your comments there, man. Great comments. Yeah, okay, back on now. All right. I don't know what happened to my phone. Did my phone die upstairs? Uh, how did I close that screen? I don't know. I'll have to go up there and look at that. Sounds back on now. Okay. When I switch to okay, shit. I'm still learning this. Yeah, some good coffee. Yeah, cheers. I seen a comment I wanted to address here. Thank you, thank you. Bring me some coffee. Appreciate that. Riffle coffee. All right. This one right here, Dave Stewart. Thank you for the question, Dave. You know, it varies between different classes of Thai people, I think, maybe have different opinions of the girls that work in the industry. But I'd say overall, painting with a broad brush here, that most Thai people don't look down on them at all, nor do they look down on the Gatoy, which is a lady boy, right? So I think, you know, Thai people, every emotional adjective in Thailand or verb, it deals with the heart. And the word for heart in Thai is jai, jai, J A I, right? So jai di, good heart, right? Jai ai, big heart. And then if you tell somebody calm down, right? Like calm down, jai yin yin, right? So there's a reason why jai, the heart, every emotional feeling, you know, is described by the heart. And Thai people really have big hearts, guys, and non-judgmental people. Thank you, Pagai. Right, right. Yeah, sound went out on me. Right, right. Okay, guys. Hey, let me go check on the upstairs thing, see what happened there to the sunshine stream. I'll be right back. figured it out. Phone was actually sitting in the sun as well as running video, so it overheated. And this is a great phone, guys. Best smartphone I've ever had, the Samsung Galaxy S20. Really good phone. Yeah, I mean, it just gets a little too hot, and it'll auto shut down, right? And then when I went to check it, it had the error message up there, and the brightness, everything was dimmed. It didn't shut itself off, right? Obviously, but it dimmed everything down because it was in the direct sun too, so it was getting pretty hot. So it's kind of cool that it had that built-in feature. It just shuts down the Chrome and then just dims everything down, right? Like you were on battery saving mode or something. And then you get there to shut it off in time before it gets too hot, right? Pretty cool. But anyway, I'm glad to sound, and I'm gonna add it back here when we close out the video. Uh, been going for an hour and 24 minutes. Did I miss anybody? Bill came in. Dave Stewart. Dave, where are you from? Or where are you viewing from? Must have, yeah. Perry had to roll, of course. Got shit going on. I'm gonna have to roll pretty quick too. But I did want to. I'm gonna let this phone cool down, and I'm gonna stick it in the gimbal here and give you a little tour as we close this out. And I had the microphone muted on the S20. Just for the view, right? The sunrise view. So you just mute the microphone on that stream and keep the mic open here. And then when I started sharing the page, I don't know what all happened there, but I thought I'd share a couple of the breakfast preparation videos with you guys on the live stream for those that haven't watched them. Of course, they're all on the channel, and I'm going to create a playlist where all the food stuff will be in one playlist, right? And then I've made even shorter versions of those food preparations, like sped things up and cut a lot of stuff out without me rambling and talking, right? Did that as well, and then I can post those directly to the Open Mic Facebook page, guys. If you haven't, see if I can. Go to the green screen. Do I have that shot? No, I didn't save the photo. Well, crapatola. Yeah, we'll go to that one for now. It's my beautiful wife and I at a beach called Nam Sai. This is an exclusive Thai-only beach. Yeah. Only reason I got in there is because I was working for the government at the time, had my work permit and everything from the Royal Thai military. So this photo was taken about 2 years ago. We were down here on holiday for a vacation, right? And staying here at Pala, and then we went on over to Satahip, the Royal Thai Navy base. And now this is right by the Hat Nong Rong, where I made the snorkeling videos and stuff. That area is open to the public. But this one where Yen and I are standing in this photo is not open to the public. Matter of fact, it's Thai only. It's exclusively for Thai people. It's amazing. It's even better than Hat Nong Ram, and the snorkeling is incredible. Like 20-meter deep, clear water with the big sea life. I mean, it's really incredible beach. But it's called Nam Sai, which translates to Clearwater Beach in Thailand. I don't think I could get in now. Now even though I was working for the Thai government and I had my military ID and active work permit and everything for the Royal Thai Army, right? I still had to have a Thai person with me. So you definitely can't get in without a Thai. I've heard of some Farang getting into Nam Sai Beach that had a Thai with them, and the Thai person worked for the government, but the Farang didn't have any connection to the government at all. So, basically, if you've got like a really good government connection, then it's possible to get in. But they try to keep you out, and they took us out on a boat and dropped us off at a deep point for snorkeling. They've made all kinds of videos. They've got a Facebook page, got all kinds of, but I wasn't in any of the video on their Facebook page, right? And they took a lot of footage of me snorkeling, but because it's Thai only beach. So they're not going to show foreigners at Nam Sai. And it was a pretty busy day, and there was one other foreigner there, only one that I saw. And I mean, this includes, Chinese, Korean. It doesn't matter if you're not a Thai citizen. It's exclusive, and why not? Let Thai people have this amazing mainland beach. So let them have their own areas. Good morning, Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Where are you viewing from? Can you drop your location? Pagai, you had to go later. Okay, and Netherlands. Thank you, Dave. From the Netherlands. Thank you. Thank you for coming in, man. Cheers to the Netherlands. Cheers with coffee, right? Yeah, sorry about the sound issue there, guy. I don't know what happened. Not sure. Thailand has great beaches and nice diving. Yeah, Dave, if you haven't checked out Bad Badger, retired in Thailand on YouTube channel, he's a certified diver and a trainer, right? Dive captain or whatever you call the title. But he's been to a lot of the islands, and yeah. Now I can't dive because I was born with holes in my eardrums, so I could never have eardrops or anything, even as a little kid. Melbourne, Australia. Okay, good day, mate. Good day. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it, man. A lot of Aussies here in Thailand. A lot of great Aussies. Good expat community here in Thailand. Uh, but yeah, on the diving thing, man, I'd go to Bad Badger and check out his channel, subscribe to him, and anybody that's interested in diving, he could definitely give you a heads up. He's got a lot of experience. Him and his English wife both live in Phang Nga, which is near Phuket. So yeah, the Andaman. A lot of people say it different. Andaman Sea, part of the Indian Ocean, on yeah, on the coastal part of Phuket Island down there, and the Myanmar border, all that Ranong, all that area over there is a beautiful sea, beautiful for diving. Now the Gulf has its beautiful spots too. We're on the eastern seaboard of the Gulf over here, and we definitely have our beautiful islands and everything here too as well. Dive master, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Ron. Brain fart. Yeah, that's what he is. He's a dive master. And he also volunteers with the rescue and stuff in this area. So you guys know that they needed a lot of divers when those Thai soccer players were stuck in the cave up north. Yeah, he wasn't involved in that, but I mean, it's nice to know that there's foreigners in the expat community that get involved in their local volunteer first responders kind of things, especially when they have skills. I mean, I think Bad Badger's got lifeguard skills too in his background, so not just diving, but anything to do with water safety. Obviously, got my certifications on Koh and Phuket in 2004. Right on, Dave. Right on. Oh, whoops, sorry, missed you, Bruce. I'm a Scot who immigrated here as a kid. I'm Scottish, Irish. I'm not Aussie. All right, Bruce. Thanks for clarifying that. Uh, my grandfathers were from England, and my grandfather's on my mother's side. That's my sir side. My last name is South, just like the directions. So that's all English, straight up, 100% provable. My surname is South. All of those forefathers are English, but my mother's maiden name was McKnight. McKnight. And from what I understand, my grandfather, he died in World War II when my mom was only like 6 years old. So, uh, died in the Pacific, fighting the war in the Pacific. Anyway, my mom's actual maiden name was Knight, Knight. And his name, my grandfather, was Bernice. Nickname was Brownie Knight. Never met the man, but I heard great things about him. I talked to guys that served with him and knew the details about how he was killed. He was MIA for a long time. But anyway, his grandfather, not my grandfather, but his, so my great grandfather was original immigrant from Ireland. And a lot of times they got to Ellis Island, they dropped the Mick. They had all the, confrontation between the English and and the Irish, and then of course we had a big Italian community, already on the East Coast as well. So a lot of people just didn't want to be called Mick. So that's a cool story anyway for you. So I am half Irish for sure, and there may be some Scottish in there too. I've been told, well, the McKnight is more of a Scottish clan. It's not Irish, so I could be confused on that, right? But anyway, Bill Clock, Erie, PA. All right, late wife from Karat. Okay, late wife. I'm sorry, buddy. Passed away 4.5 years ago. I may have mentioned it before with YouTube. I spent more time in Thailand than I did in almost 50 years since I was stationed. Wow. Man, sorry to hear about your loss there, buddy. I didn't know that. But yeah, man. Hope you can come back. You were stationed, so thank you for your service, Bill. We appreciate it, man. There's been a long cooperative military training, everything between the Americans and the Thais, and of course the Brits, the Aussies, Canadians, right? All the Western allies. Cobra Gold is a big event that they have every year in Thailand. It was originally American and Thai, but now there's a whole bunch of countries involved, and it's special forces, SEALs, Marine Corps, different, you know, uh, yeah, commandos, different. It's really cool, really cool. Yeah, sorry for your loss, Bill, but appreciate your service too. So anyway, guys, let me see if I can get this. Yeah, she's cooled off now. Get this back on the into the studio here. Okay, I'm gonna enter the studio, and then I'm gonna stop it. Oop. And I'm gonna have to mute this one. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Now I'll put the phone in the gimbal for you. Should be able to hear me from the phone's microphone now, which is not as good a quality. So I apologize for that. Give me a second. Stick this in the gimbal for you, and we'll close this live stream out. What am I doing here? Sometimes I get really okay. More than one way to skin a cat here, Jesse. Ooh, yeah, digging it. Now go to this shot. It's a great shot, isn't it? Okay, I just want to check. Can you guys hear me okay from the phone's microphone? Because I have the computer mic muted now. Can I get a sound check? 3 years ago, 3 years, 3 years after oh, wow. So Bill knows a lot of the history, guys, about the development of the Utapao Airport here in Satahip, Deep Sea Pier at Satahip, and then the big excavating equipment that built the roads into Isan. And then there's a big base there in Karat too, right? Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it, man. Really, really do. You kept this country free, man. Free from the communist invaders. Irish and Scottish are most dispersed around the world. You look like my uncle Manus, Irish stock. Okay. Well, I'm a furball too, man. Yeah, I'm a little fuzzball. And they say a lot of chest hair, body hair, stuff like that is often Irish. Bill with a hard horse. I bet you're right. I bet you're right. Yeah, yeah, man. That era, those guys never got enough respect. Okay, you can hear me? Hear me okay? All right, all right. He went to every base except Utapao. Okay. Utapao, they flew the big B-52s, right? All right, guys. I'm going to travel around here for you. My wife would get upset if I show you too much of the house because it's not perfectly clean. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it? If you saw a dirty dish or something. It's my office set up here. Second, guys, give me just a second. Getting my shit together here. Travel around, and I'll close out this stream. And appreciate you guys watching, man. Jake the Snake and Brownie. Get her, Jake. Get her. Get her, Jake. Get her. Get her. Uh-oh. Gimble's freaking out on me. Yeah, they've accepted Brownie now. She's accepted into the family. Yeah, he may not be able to talk about stuff that happened in Laos, right? But yeah, and a lot of people don't know that after the fall of Saigon and everything, the war continued on the Lao border and the Cambodian border, big time, right? To the communists wanted Thailand, guys, and the great King, His Majesty Paul Bhumibol, King Rama IX, born in Massachusetts, right? Educated in the West, was anti-communist, right? Big time. So a lot of stuff went on, man. There was a lot of victories, a lot of things to be proud of. All those troops in the Vietnam era, other than the Vietnam War itself, right? So a lot of people, oh, we lost the war, blah blah blah. No, 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 no. We had a lot of gains, and one of them is right here in the Kingdom of Thailand. This country, was on the verge of. And there's a lot of communist excursions, Yeah, yeah. Great history, man. Great history. Right? Interesting stuff. No allow, no allow. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they built the airport up in Udon Thani too in that era, right? Yeah, guys, welcome to the upper deck. I just feel very, very fortunate, where I live here in Thailand and our home, our community, now our business, getting to know more and more people. Say I met Klaus yesterday, uh, subscriber, and lives in the same village and drives the same style of motorcycle, Kawasaki Vulcan, right? Met him, came by the bar. Great guy. He belongs to a big bike group too, the Happy Biker. Yeah, and there's a bar up inside the hip, the Biker Cafe, or the Bike Cafe. It's got a big chopper elevated up on a pole, right? So that's a big stop for the group, Happy Bikers, and foreigners from all over the world, man. So I'm gonna start riding with some of those guys, and we might even get the open mic involved in some of their stops, right? Try to set up some poker runs and different things. So slowly but surely, man, we've only been here in Palo since September 2019, so just a little over a year. We rented this house, and now we've already created a business, right? So yeah, I don't know about you guys, but this whole health pandemic, this global pandemic that I've never lived through before, none of us have, right? Over 100 years ago, I think, since the last one on this large scale. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me, and I just felt like I learned a lot about all we could do, but none of us could control anything, right? My wife and I had a big trip planned to the United States, going to see all of my children, grandchildren, a lot of family time, travel around in the RVs, camp out at the lakes, see the sights. My wife, going to have a great, we're going to spend, 10 grand easily, just throw it away and not throw it away because it's valuable, right? But yeah, we were just going to do that for a couple of months. All that got canceled, right? And so I'm sitting here with beaches closed and businesses closed and people without a jobs. And here I am sitting on a pretty good pile of savings. Uh-oh, we have a fight. The neighbor's dogs. Their dog's name is Sum Tum.
I have live action. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I just felt compelled to do something. The beaches are closed. All this shit's going on. I told my wife. We had talked about it before, getting her some kind of a business going, And then we met the landowners of the building that we leased, right? We met them, and they just had a pork shop there that closed after 3 months, right? Not a good business marketing strategy. But anyway, that's why. I mean, people ask me, why would you open a bar and why would you do all this? You had a great life, retired, blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know, man. The only thing I could say is it hit me pretty hard that I was not in control. I don't like not being in control. And the only thing I could control was what was around me locally, right? Couldn't go to America. Couldn't see my grandchildren. Still can't, right? And I've got a new grandson I haven't even held yet, haven't even met, right? So, bottom line is the only thing that was in our control was like we all got tribal, right? I mean, what could you do in your neighborhood, your community? How could you make somebody else's life happier? And I took that shit seriously, and that's why we did the investment, and we're a big part of the community. And you know, success not guaranteed, but ah, let's have unity, man. Let's bring people together, and all we can do is be local, be tribal, right? It's all we can do. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. I appreciate everybody's concern about risk and losing money and all that. I'm not concerned. I didn't invest in anything that I couldn't afford to lose, and we didn't finance anything, so we're good. But we are definitely integrated more in our community and getting to know a lot more people now that we're business owners, right? So, and getting to know a great group of guys, bikers, right? Getting to know all those guys. The American breakfast is going to be real popular with the big expat community. We have a huge expat community here in Bonchang. So, and these are guys that work at Mop to Put over here at the industrial area. Engineers. Make six figures a year. U.S. Been living here in Thailand 30 years. I mean, there's a lot of people here, guys, in this area. So it's not about just trying to make some killer profit down at a new bar and breakfast or something. It's all about community. What could we do? I couldn't sit on my laurels. I'm bored out of my damn mind, for one thing. And Sawastikra, Rangsit, Bandukon, Bandukun. Okay, thank you. I love all your great comments. He's Kuntai and one of the first people to comment on every new vlog. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close it out pretty quick, but that's just kind of let you know why we decided to do the business thing. And the YouTube channel has always just been a hobby, but now that I have the business thing going, man, it's you got to promote. Don't Fly Communications Air Force version. Okay. Right. Gotcha. I know there's a lot of Air Force action up there in Udon Thani. We probably dealt with a lot of the cross-border into Laos, Cambodia kind of thing. Seen the whoa, Kimball, what is wrong with you? Try to reboot that, guys. Getting ready to close it out anyway. All right. It may be dying, or maybe I just held it stationary too long. These things really like movement. If you're moving them around, they work really well. You stop for a while, they don't like it. Films Americans building roads. There, a YouTube have a few. Yeah, there is, Bruce. Good point. There's one that's called Tomorrow's Thailand, and it's got construction of the deep sea port, some shots of the construction at Utapao Airport, and some of the excavation of the roads into Isan. Absolutely. Enrichment's a good word. Yeah. Not for monetary profit, but there's lots of other profit, right? Good morning, Ray. Good morning. Been going live here for almost a couple hours now. Welcome. Bonchang will be the smart city. That's exactly right. And guys, listen, Thai people know all the intricate details of these news stories that we get little pieces of from, English news sources here in Thailand, right? Like the Tiger, the different ones, Fabulous 103 FM out of Pattaya, some good English news sources here, but it's very, very small percentage of the actual story, right? So listen to Thai people. They know what's going on, man. Eastern Economic Corridor. Absolutely. It's a huge plan, a government plan, long-term plan. It's all connected, guys. Like, uh, all of the millions of US dollars that they did to refurbish Pattaya Beach, that's all by design. I mean, they're trying to make the transformation of Pattaya City into more like a Miami Beach, right? There's going to be a lot more five-star hotels. There's going to be a lot more high-end stuff in that area now. But that's all connected. Chonburi, all the massive development between Pattaya and Sattahip. Everybody knows about Jomtien, South Pattaya, Bang Sere. Those areas are doing nothing but growing, guys. And all of that's so close to the Utapao Airport here in Bonchon. A lot of people even call the airport the Pattaya Airport, right? Because it's the biggest city close to the airport. But actually, it's in Bonchon. The official name is Utapao International. No, Utapao Rayong / Pattaya International Airport, right? Rayong / Pattaya. So anyway, yeah, and it's kind of Silicon Valley too, not just the industrial complex, but a lot of the high tech corporations. Rayong City is an amazing city, guys. If you haven't visited Rayong City, I highly recommend it. It's one of those unique Thai towns. You don't see hardly any taxis. You don't see any tuk-tuks, right? You see very few motorcycles compared to the cars. Most people are driving, nice BMWs. Yeah, a lot of high paying jobs in the area. BBC on fire. Not in the sun. See, fire, infrastructure, business, airport, land. Yes, exactly. And Perry knows. EEC, Eastern. What is EEC? Eastern. Am I saying that wrong? I'm still in the same. EEC, is that the acronym? Corridor, Eastern Corridor, Eastern Seaboard, Eastern Corridor. What? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's on fire, man, and it's going to stay that way, isn't it, Perry? I mean, Perry could tell you, man, he's dealing directly with multi-million-dollar land purchases with developers and stuff, and some of it he can't talk about, because it's private, right? It hasn't. The new development hasn't been built or announced yet, right? Just the land purchases have been made. What are you doing? Yeah, little Brownie, the bar dog, our little bar girl, she's getting to know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close it out because Gimbal is out of power. But anyway, guys, I've been rambling. I appreciate all of you watching the live stream. If you're watching on the playback, I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. We're still growing, so no complaints here from a guy that's just doing some hobby vlogs and now starting to put out some decent food preparation videos for you as well. All right, guys. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close it out from right here. Hey, thanks for watching. Remember, click that red subscribe button down below, okay? It's free. Won't cost you a penny, man, and I really appreciate it. Even if you're not watching the videos, it just helps us. Oh, hey! Jake! Hey! Jake! What in the hell? Jake! You bite her again, I'm going to beat your ass. Fighting over a potato chip? Seriously? On some food? Huh? Down. Sit down. No. Huh? Give here. Fighting over a bone. You better not bite her like that. Huh? She's a baby, Jake. Fighting over a bone or something like that. Huh? Jake? Ronnie, you better be careful. Good morning, baby. All right, guys. I'm going to close it out. Almost had a rodeo there. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the chat. It was outstanding, man. Good information. So, yeah. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Okay? Triple T, man. Peace and love to everyone. Signing out.